Yes.
Leader Schumer, have you and Democrats decided to move forward on the smaller reconciliation bill that deals with prescription drugs and the Affordable Care Act?
Yes. Let me say this about reconciliation. Democrats are moving ahead with the provision to lower prescription drug prices. We'll be meeting with the parliamentarian this Thursday for the bipartisan birdbath on this provision. As you know, the bipartisan provision. First, Democrats get to go forward with the parliamentarian, then Republicans. But the real birdbath is both are together and make their arguments. It's a little like a courtroom. That's what's going to happen Thursday. And let me say this. We are excited about doing prescription drugs. This is something we've waited for a very long time, and is going to be a major, major accomplishment to help people bring down inflation. It has so many good provisions in it. Of course, for the first time, the drug companies will be forced to negotiate prices with Medicare. But there's other things as well. For instance, there's a $2,000 limit. No one will pay more than $2,000 for drugs. That's going to send relief to lots of people who desperately need expensive drugs and can't afford them. There is a provision, an anti-inflation provision. So once the company starts selling its drug, and they've already then, even if the price is expensive, they say, well, it's years of research, it's all those costs. But once they set that price, they can only raise the price on their own at the inflation rate. That's a huge thing. So there's lots of things that are in this provision, free vaccines, so many good things. We are proud of this, and that's what we're doing on reconciliation in addition to the ACA provisions that we've agreed to. Yes, next to.
What's your plan, man, to deal with some of the climate initiatives and proposals that were initially outlined in the reconciliation package?
Well, as I said, here's what we're doing on reconciliation. But we are going to keep fighting on climate. It's very, very important. It's an existential threat to the globe. We're urging the administration to do things that it can do administratively, and we're going to look at everything that we can do. Yes?
You called on President Biden's fifth day in office.
What?
You called on President Biden's fifth day in office for him to declare a national climate emergency. I wonder how important you think it is for him to do that. And you just mentioned you wanted him to take other administrative steps. Could you specify what steps you hope?
Well, there are many they're considering. I'm not going to get into details, but there are lots of them. And yes, I called for him to create a climate emergency, call for it, and I still believe that. Yes, yes.
On CHIPS Plus or CHIPS Plus Plus, at this point then, is the idea of expanded tax credit also for design, is that off the table this round? And then second of all, in either version, do you know if it's paid for completely?
You're going to see the chip. You will see the CHIPS bill is already published, and you can look at all of it and make your determinations on both of those things. Okay? Okay. Now, wait, I want to give away one of Manu's little secrets before I look. He has his own little chart that he reserves his seat. Hold it up, Manu. Show everybody. Now, we need all the other networks to put things on their seats so they can get a front row seat just like Manu. Well, it's the only one I see. Maybe I should have one here. Schumer.
Wondering, when you look back at your negotiations with Joe Manchin, did you make a mistake in going so long with him? And he's been clear. He says he's been clear to you about what he could.
Okay, look. Number one, on something as important as climate, an existential threat to the country, I will make every effort, even when it seems to be an uphill fight, because it's so important. Yes.
When will the bipartisan antitrust bills hit a floor?
Well, I'm working with Senator Klobuchar. I support these bills. I want to bring them to the floor. We have to see that we have 60 votes. Way in the back.
Senator, do you have a second reconciliation vehicle available to you, even if it's in the new fiscal year?
There's always a second reconciliation bill available to us. Yes.
The House is going to take up bills this week to codify protections for same-sex marriage and for access to contraceptives. When those bills come over to the Senate, are you going to take those bills up? Are you going to vote on those bills?
Well, as you see, we last week talked about the choice issue crossing state lines. This week, led by Patty Murray and our leading group of women senators, we are putting Title 10 on the floor and going forward on that, for a UC, introducing it, talking about it, letting the American people know. Let's face it, this is a MAGA Supreme Court, a MAGA right-wing extremist Supreme Court. very, very far away from not only where the average American is, but even the average Republican. The people are seeing that. We're seeing it in poll numbers across the country. You've got to take a look. People are understanding how bad this court is and that they've been put in power by the Republican Senate, just about every one of them. So we're going to look at everything that we can do to deal with these issues. We don't want to see the country move back. Yes, last one.
Do you feel like Senator Manchin was an honest broker with you?
Look, Senator Manchin and I know each other a long time. We have many disagreements. I am very strenuous when I talk to him about my disagreements, but we always try to show each other respect. Thank you, everybody.